What's up, guys? New video. Refeed days versus cheat days. What is the difference? Which is more advantageous? And why should you do one over the other? Plain and simple, a cheat day is not controlled. It's just going all out, eating like a fucking madman donkey. And pretty much essentially, if you want to use the correct term for that, that's called binging. That's not called proper eating. I do not advise somebody has a cheat day like that. Just, an all-out free cheat day. I think it promotes a lot of bad eating habits. I prefer to call it a refeed day because my clients utilize counting macros and flexible dieting, including myself, so we can track and we can monitor these different foods in the quantities that we want. So some people will have a cheat day and it comes to the point where they're overstuffing themselves, eating far more than they need to, far more than their body needs in order to elicit the correct and the necessary responses to, get their hormones producing and so that they can continue burning fat, get their metabolism spiked. So if it only requires 600 grams of carbs to elicit those effects and those changes, why are you overfeeding to the point where you're having 2,000 grams of carbs? What is the benefit to doing that? Then you start creating binge cycles, and then when you come off your diet, you can't stop doing that, and then you continuously binge. Whereas when you refeed, it's a lot more structured. There's a lot more rationale and reasoning behind it. So, sometimes on a refeed, I'll give my clients anywhere between 400 and 1,000 grams of carbs, depending on their body, depending on how responsive they've been in the past. And that way we can control it as well. It gives us an opportunity as they're dieting down to mimic what their carb load before a show would look like without having, too much sodium, too much fat spilling over. When you have a cheat day, you have no control over what's going in your body in the sense, or you don't know what's going in your body, so you have no control on manipulating and making changes so that when you do carb up, it's just pretty much a guessing game at that point. Whereas when you're refeeding on a weekly basis or every 5 to 13 days, whatever you guys decide to go with, it's a lot easier to control, make adjustments and manipulations so that you don't have distension in the stomach, you don't have bloating, and you're still eliciting those effects where you're getting leaner, your metabolism's revved up, your hormones start to upregulate once again, and you continuously burn fat, and so you get everything that you want out of having those extra carbs without feeling like shit. With a purpose, whereas a cheat day, there really is no real purpose behind it. I think it's just an excuse to eat whatever you want, as much as you want. I'm a big proponent. I like to advocate that people don't eat like that. I've had bad experiences with it. Personally, when I started off in the industry eating like that, I have had clients like that, and you know what? It's not a healthy way to live, and people will talk shit and they'll badmouth certain methods while they're competing. It's the same people that will come to me 2 years after they compete, blown up like a fucking whale, begging me to help them out, that were talking shit about flexible dieting, that were talking shit about all these different methods that I've experienced and I've worked with people through, and now they want my help to fix their problems. And guess what? We fix their problems and they can't believe it, and they wish they would have done it right in the first place. So, I always say, guys, do what works for you. I don't give a fuck about anyone or what they do in terms of, if you want to eat like this, that's great. Do what you want to do. What I do suggest to everyone is keep an open mind to things. Just because someone says something, do not take it verbatim. Do not take everything people say as gospel. Try out different methods for yourself. My method and what I like to conclude with everything that I do is the safest, most effective way of dieting possible. Like I said, I don't know what the best dieting method is. I just know how to respond based on understanding physiology and based on understanding different processes and responses of the human body. So the more you learn about the body, the more you can adapt, make changes, and manipulate your programming to come up with the most effective, healthiest solution possible for dieting. Go with refeeds. Fuck cheat days. Peace.